What's up here, guys? Jigsaw0097 here. Just been thinking lately, and mostly after this game today against the Bengals, and just how eerily familiar it felt. I mean, I was watching it and I was just kind of like not even mad, and just kind of not even surprised, which is sad because this team should not be this bad, but then they are. So I don't really know what to think about that. And so I was watching the game and just thinking, we had this with Chip Kelly last year with the Lions and the Tampa Bay game, and the team just gave up. And it got me thinking, with it happening this year with a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, pretty much an entire overhaul of the coaching staff, and they look the same. I mean, I'm not talking about the new guys, I'm talking about like our older players, and it got me thinking that maybe the coaches were not completely to blame all along. Obviously Chip Kelly is to blame because he's the one that brought in a lot of these guys, but I'm just thinking back on that 2013 season with Chip Kelly, his first year, and how we made it to the playoffs, and how great that felt, and how the team was finally like getting their stride. And then of course he imploded it by releasing Deshaun Jackson, and then everything else went haywire from there. So I've been thinking ever since he started bringing in guys like Malcolm Jenkins, Darren Sproles, Connor Barwin, Lane Johnson even was a draft pick. I'm starting to think maybe the players, guys, are the issue here, not the coaches. I mean, the ownership also. These are not even the coaches. The ownership. You got Lurie, who I've always said I think he's a completely spineless owner. He just basically takes the safe route every single time, or he makes the most ridiculous gambles you'll ever see. Like, for instance, with Chip Kelly, he could have had Bruce Arians, and he chose to take Chip Kelly instead because they thought he was like a genius at college, even though he'd never won any championships. And then the Doug Peterson hiring was because he was an Andy Reid guy. So again, he's going back to that safety net of Andy Reid. I think the biggest one to call out here, guys, though, is Howie Roseman. The dude has had 3 busts in the draft as far as I'm concerned. Lane Johnson is a good player, but he has a drug problem, and if he gets caught one more time, he's pretty much done with the team. So he can pretty much be considered a bust in his own way. Marcus Smith hasn't done a dang thing, and Nelson Aguilar is probably the worst wide receiver I've ever watched. I mean, they interviewed him after the game today, and he's like saying, "I'm only worried about me. I'm only worried about Nelson Aguilar." It's like, what a clown, is all I have to say. This dude does not have what it takes to play in this league. And that's on Roseman. I mean, Chip Kelly can be to blame for some of it, but Roseman gets final say in these draft picks. And I'm just thinking about our new first-round pick that we got for Bradford, and is he going to piss this one away, or is he going to get a decent player? We don't know. We don't know. Another thing that got me thinking is, before this game, after the Green Bay game last week, Doug Peterson said in the locker room, "We're going to find out who wants to be on this team in the next 5 weeks." And then after watching today's game, it's like none of them want to be on this team. That's what got me thinking about it. Do any of these players want to be on this team? I'm talking about the veteran guys, the guys that have been here since Chip Kelly, I'm not talking about Wentz or like McLeod. Guys they brought in, like Hicks. I think Jordan Hicks definitely wants to be on the team. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. But I don't know. It seems like it's a locker room issue as a whole. You can't really pinpoint one player or the other. It just seems like the players don't care, and I don't understand why. They obviously have the talent. They have the potential. Look at last year's Patriots game, and then look at this year's Steelers game. They obviously have the potential to win. So why don't they do it? And this does not just fall on the offense. I've already said the receivers are trash. The offense struggles because of this. The defense is what really I'm looking at right now, scratching my head, because for the most part, they've remained unchanged. Other than Ron Brooks going down. I mean, that's about it, honestly. Nothing drastic has happened, and I'm just like, why are they just all of a sudden failing? I mean, we went into a Bengals game today, guys. They had 3 wins going into this game. 3 wins, and they blew us out. Why is that? You have to ask these questions. I mean, is it really Doug Peterson? Is it really the coaches? Is it even Jim Schwartz? Maybe these players just don't care. That's kind of the point I'm making in this video. Something to think about, guys. So anyway, this video has gone on longer than I thought it would, but what do you guys think? Does this kind of ring true with some of you as well? As always, whatever you guys think, just leave in the comments below, and thank you so much, guys, for checking my stuff out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.